everybody? It's your boy Rob Suave, Big Rob, 1/3 of the L Report, the co-host of the show. Sorry we've been absent the past couple weeks. Al's been the main host. He's been focusing on wrapping up the semester, finishing strong. Got to get them grades in, got to turn all them papers in. So this week I decided I would roll out my new segment that I would like to start doing every week. So let me know what y'all think in the comments or whatever. Hit me directly. It's called Rob's Top 5. I'll pick 5 subjects about the week and discuss them. First segment I'd like to talk about is kicking. Kicking in the NFL has been absolute trash, garbage. I know I'm not the only person that's to notice. These kickers have just been rolling in left and right, just like their kicks have been going left and right. I'm going to share a couple numbers with y'all because y'all know I'm the numbers guy. 21 missed field goals between weeks 9 and 10. 12 missed extra points. Almost 30 total kickers have been cut, released, practice squad or whatever since the season started back in August, September. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this because on one hand, I'm like, you just kicking the ball through a net. You do this all day, every day in practice. This is what you pay millions of dollars to do. But on the other hand, I'm like, well, I know what it's like having anxiety. I know the nerves get to you. It's pressure situations. Crowds get loud. They want to ice you before you kick the ball. They call them timeouts at the right time. Lots of different factors goes into kicking field goals. I get that. But at the same time, you pay millions of dollars, bro. Millions to kick a ball. However, there is one who was perfect. Baltimore Ravens kicking Justin Tucker hasn't yet to miss a field goal this season. He's missed one extra point. Give him that. He missed one extra point. See, the field goals, I can understand, but 12 missed extra points in 2 weeks. Like, you're right there. You're right there. Extra points should be easy chip shots every single time. And these are affecting the outcomes of games. But that's my 2 cents on it. Next topic. That was number 5. This is number 4. My mid-season superlatives. Meaning who I think should win these awards based off of the first 7-8 games. Once again, give me your feedback. Let me know what you think in the comments. Holla at your boy. Coach of the year should go to Sean McDermott, Buffalo Bills head coach. They're 6-3. Defense is balling. Offense. Some weeks they show up. Some weeks they don't. Josh Allen, he's a good quarterback overall, but I want to see more from him as a passer. He can run the ball. He's got that. He doesn't get enough credit as a runner, in my opinion, but I would love to see more pocket presence from him. I would love to see more of a development in that, and actually him just taking command of the offense and throwing the ball downfield. He's got John Brown. He's got Dawson Knox, the tight end. He's got the 2 running backs out of the backfield. They surrounded him with a pretty good receiving core. So I'd like to see more from him in the passing game. I also think that they should probably think about investing in another good receiver in this offseason, whether that be a young guy in a draft or a trade or free agency. But last year, the Bills didn't do so good. This year, they're turning it around. They're second in the AFC East. They're keeping pace with the Patriots. Would have liked to have seen them win that game against the Browns. I would like to have seen Josh Allen complete that last pass to John Brown. But Hauschke, you got to make that kick. See how it all ties together? See that? They'd be 7-2. Hauschke makes that kick because I got them winning. I got them beating the Browns in overtime. I think they would have pulled that one out. That's just me. Comeback player of the year, Cooper Kupp. Now, aside from the shutdown he received against the Steelers, he has been balling all season. He has been Jared Goff's favorite target. In my opinion, he's been the best slot receiver in the league. Julian Edelman is right below him, but Julian ain't doing what Cooper Kupp's doing. Guy's got 58 catches on 91 targets, 792 yards and 5 touchdowns. He is an absolute beast in the middle of the field. He knows how to find the holes in the zone. He can sit. He can go deep. He can go short. He has pretty good hands. Like I said, I don't know what happened against Pittsburgh. They really made him obvious effort to shut him down and eliminate him. And I think that's another big reason why the Rams lost. And Jared Goff he couldn't get the ball to the other receivers like he can get the ball to this guy. But he's on when he throws to Cooper Kupp, and the Rams have success when Cooper Kupp is getting the ball and scoring touchdowns. So he had that horrible, I think it was a knee injury last year. It was a knee or ankle, and was out for most of the season. Now he's back, and he's balling, and he's healthy. And I think he's my pick for comeback player of the year. And he'll also be a Pro Bowler. Defensive rookie of the year, I'm had to go with, now I ain't going to lie, this was a toss-up out of Nick Bosa and Devin Bush, because they both have been balling and have really been standing out on pretty good defenses. But I'm going to honestly have to give the edge to Nick Bosa, the defensive end from the San Francisco 49ers. He is an absolute force on the edge. You cannot block him one-on-one. I don't care what left tackle you got. Do not block this guy one-on-one. Let me read you his numbers. 29 tackles, 7 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, 1 interception, which was over. He got pushed back and then jumped out of nowhere and snagged it and almost ran it in for a touchdown. And he has a pass batted at that. He's looking just like his brother Joey out there. He's looking like a guy that's in mid-season form, that's in his 7th, 8th year. He is flat out balling. He's showing off on that defense. That defense is dominant as a whole, but they wouldn't be what they are without number 97 coming off the edge. He's my pick for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm had to go with Josh Jacobs, number 28 from the Oakland Raiders. He's another one. This running game has had a resurgence. The past couple, ever since Marshawn Lynch hasn't been there, we haven't seen the same running game from the Oakland Raiders. Even when the end of Marshawn Lynch's tenure with the Raiders, he wasn't really laying the boom like we would normally used to seeing in Seattle. But this guy, Josh Jacobs, has restored the boom to Seattle's offense. He's pounding it every week. He can block. He can catch. He can hit the hole. He can go power. He can gas you up the sideline. He's the complete back, and I see why they took him in the first round. 168 carries, 811 yards, 4.8 yards a clip, 7 touchdowns. 14 more catches through the passing game, 132 yards. And guess what? He has not put the ball on the ground at all this year. 0 fumbles. That right there is an ultimate formula for successful running backs. You don't cough that ball up. Josh Jacobs, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. Again, this was another toss-up, because Shaq Barrett has been balling for the Buccaneers. So has Chandler Jones. So has Jamie Collins. You could also arguably throw Devin Bush and Nick Bosa in there too. Arguably, but it's just one guy when I watch him play, I just can't help but notice, and it's for all the right reasons and wrong reasons. Stephon Gilmore, cornerback for the New England Patriots. This guy just eliminates the best receiver on each team week to week. He follows him. He can play zone. He can play man. He is just an absolute beast at corner. He's my midseason pick for Defensive Player of the Year. 27 tackles, 10 pass deflections, and 3 picks. You shouldn't even be throwing at this guy at this point. I want to see how he has 3 picks. Because if I was a quarterback, I wouldn't throw to him. Especially after last year, he was a key piece in that Super Bowl defense that against the Rams that the Patriots had. And this year, he's a big reason why they've been successful and they have the number 1 defense in the league. He erases one side of the field, and that makes it so much easier in the defense, and we don't have to worry about the number 1 receiver destroying you through the air. My Offensive Player of the Year, I think this is obvious. I think everybody knows. Quarterback Lamar Jackson from Baltimore. He is transcended the NFL in not even a whole season. We are seeing this guy do things we've never even seen before. Michael Vick has done some, but not all. Michael Vick wasn't passing as good as Lamar has. Michael Vick has been running as good, but Lamar hasn't just been doing the running. He's standing in the pocket and actually playing quarterback, which is scary. Because not only can he gas you in the run game, you see the spin move he laid against that defense against Cincinnati. Dangerous. That was nasty. You can't even go on the internet without seeing it. Just highlight after highlight. And then that's just how he normally plays. That's just normal Lamar ball. That's just him doing what he do. Simple spin move. Read you his numbers. Passing, 168 out of 255, 2,036 passing yards, 15 touchdowns and 5 picks, 101.7 QB rating, 7-2 record. Oh, and guess what? It gets better on the ground. 106 carries for 702 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's top 12 in the league in rushing, and that's in running backs too. He has more rushing yards than more than half the running backs in the league playing quarterback. He's turned this Ravens offense around. It's a new regime under him. This is not the Joe Flacco offense we used to seeing from Baltimore. He's transitioned the league because I believe what Harbaugh said. I think he's opened the door for more players like him to bust through the league, and more teams are going to start trying to develop and make their own Lamar Jackson, the hybrid runner versus passer, but doing it the right way because he's dangerous. You want to shut him down and run a game? That's fine. He can throw it to the tight ends. He can throw it to Hollywood Brown on the outside. He can throw it to Seth Roberts, Miles Boykin. He has the running backs coming out of the backfield. You want to shut the passing game down? That's fine. Just talk to Cincinnati about how well that works or don't work. And then MVP. This was another one I was on the fences about because Aaron Rodgers has been playing at a high level without his best receiver, Lamar Jackson, running and passing and winning. He's just been doing it all. But one guy just really stands out, especially after his performance Monday night on the road, and that's Russell Wilson. This guy is balling this year. He doesn't turn the ball over. He takes command of the offense. He can make all the throws. He can run too, even though he chooses not to most of the time. And he's just smart and humble. 8-2 record. 224 out of 327. 2,737 passing yards. 23 touchdowns. Only 2. 2 interceptions. Only 2. 114.9 QB rating. Oh, and he's also on the ground too. Didn't get his ground numbers, excuse me. But he can gas you on the run. He can gas you on the ground too. Russell Wilson has been an underrated quarterback in this league for years. He never gets the credit he deserves. And this year, if he keeps playing the way he do, he might actually get that credit. He might actually take home the MVP trophy. And honestly, nobody's more deserving than him. He takes absolute command of this offense. He's put the league on notice year after year. You have to game plan number 3. He has Tyler Lockett and a bunch of nobodies. Yeah, he's got DK Metcalf, but, I mean, he's got a bunch of backup tight ends. They just got Josh Gordon, but they still have to get him up to speed, and we don't know what he looks like. New England released him for a reason, but Russell Wilson is still finding a way to gut it out, win games. Running backs, they've been fumbling left and right, but he's still been able to pick up the slack and carry this team. Defense hasn't even looked all that good, and somehow he's got 8 wins. And that game against the 49ers on Monday night, it went down to the wire, and they probably should have lost that game after that interception he threw, but he bounced back for them in a big way, and he's worth all the money that they're paying him, and Russell Wilson has definitely made his case for MVP. So those are my mid-season superlatives. That was number 4. Number 3. Who is the best team in the NFL right now? Because there's just been a lot of weird teams beating teams that you wouldn't expect. Just as an example, like the Ravens defeated the Patriots in week 9. Then the Chargers beat the Packers in week 9. The Cardinals and the 49ers went at it. The Niners ultimately won, but the Cardinals had a real shot at winning that game. They took the Niners down to the wire. And the Cardinals aren't considered one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now, but the 49ers were undefeated, but they still have the best record. The Buccaneers took the Seahawks to the wire in week 9. That was a close game, and we know what the Buccaneers are. They're not that good at all. Their quarterback, James Winston, is a turnover machine. Minnesota defeated Dallas in week 10. Dallas was seen as a powerhouse. They were seen as a team on the up and up. Kirk Cousins has definitely turned around that ship, and he's got that whole team rallying behind him and they're balling. And then also, Drew Brees' second game back, they lose to the Atlanta Falcons. They only put up, 9 points? And it's like, just, see what I'm saying? It's just weird. Right now, the best records, Baltimore is sitting at 7-2. The Patriots are sitting at 8-1. Buffalo's at 6-3. Green Bay's at 7-2. 49ers 8-1. The Texans are 7-3. The Saints are 7-2. The Vikings 7-3. These are all some of the teams that are considered up the upper echelon of the NFL, and you can argue either one of them, except for maybe the Bills, that they're the best team in the NFL. A lot of these teams are complete on both sides of the football for the most part, and more than likely going to be in the playoffs. But me, I like to identify who's the best at everything. I want to know who's the best player at each position. I want to know who's the best coach. I want to know who's the best team in the NFL. Like, who should we really be focusing on as a real legit Super Bowl contender come February? But it's just hard to pick. I don't know. I don't even have an answer. If you can let me know in the comments who you think the best team in the NFL is, please let me know. I would definitely like to hear opinions and weigh in on it. We can have a nice little discussion in the comments about that. That was 3. Now we'll go to 2. And that's the playoff picture as of right now. See how I just tie everything together. I tell you the top teams, who might be the best team in the NFL, and then we transition to the playoff picture now. So as of right now, the AFC, the number 1 seed, New England Patriots at 8-1. Number 2 seed, the Baltimore Ravens at 7-2. The wild card teams, the wild card schedule as of right now, the playoffs started today. Pittsburgh would be the 6th seed. Houston would be the 3rd. Buffalo would be the 5th seed. Kansas City would be the 4th. It would be the Steelers at Houston and the Bills at the Chiefs. The end of hunt teams are the Oakland Raiders sitting at 5-4. The Indianapolis Colts sitting at 5-4. The Tennessee Titans under Ryan Tannehill at 5-5, and the Jacksonville Jaguars at 4-5, and they get Nick Foles back, so it's really about to get interesting. We'll see if they fall off after the Gardner Minshew magical streak that he went on, or will he elevate the team or keep them going? But I think they're getting Nick Foles back at the right time, because Gardner Minshew was good, but I ultimately think that Nick Foles is probably the best option for that team going forward, especially since we're getting down to the wire here in the NFL season. On the NFC side, number 1 seed, San Francisco 49ers at 8-1. Number 2 seed, the Green Bay Packers at 8-2. The wild card games would be the Minnesota Vikings, who are the 6th seed, at the New Orleans Saints, who are the 3rd seed. Then it would be the Seattle Seahawks, who are the 5th seed, at the Dallas Cowboys, who are the 4th seed. The end of hunt teams are Carolina at 5-4, the Philadelphia Eagles at 5-4. The LA Rams are 5-4. They're the first end of hunt team. Then the Philadelphia Eagles at 5-4. Then the Carolina Panthers at 5-4. Then the Chicago Bears at 4-5. So it's very interesting on both sides, because the end of hunt teams are definitely going to be vying for those wild card spots. And if I were any of the 5th and 6th seeds and the 3rd and 4th, I wouldn't get comfortable at all, because the end of hunt teams are hungry. I would pay attention specifically to Dallas and the Eagles. The Rams and the Eagles. And on the AFC side, definitely watch out for the Colts and definitely watch out for the Titans. I don't know if the Raiders are built for playoff success just yet. I got them kind of dropping off at the end of the season, but I just don't like Derek Carr when it gets cold out and when November and December comes. I trust Ryan Tannehill and Jacoby Brissett more. But let me know your thoughts and your takes on the playoff picture. Send me some of your predictions or whatever in the comments. Let me know. Number 1 topic to round it off, and that's the game of the week for this week, which I think we all can agree Sunday Night Football should be the Houston Texans at the Baltimore Ravens. Why this game is a regular 1 o'clock game, not in prime time, and I don't know, the NFL dropped the ball on that one. That baffles me, but it's not the first thing, whatever. We'll throw that in there with the kicking. Couple key matchups I want to focus in on for this game. Of course, Watson versus this Baltimore Ravens elite secondary. They got Marcus Peters, Jimmy Smith, Marlon Humphrey, Brandon Carr, Chuck Clark, Earl Thomas. It's just these guys are stacked on defense. I want to see how Deshaun Watson is able to run and pass against these guys, how he's able to maneuver his way through that secondary, and how he handles them. Also, Lamar versus Houston's front seven, because I know they're going to be gunning for him. He's been running all over teams the past few weeks. I know the Houston Texans' aggressive front seven is going to definitely want to take some shots on him and hit him early and often, let him know that you're going to have to pass because you're not running. Specifically in that front seven, I want to see Whitney Merciless and how he takes over this pass rush, because Clowney's gone and so is J.J. Watt. He's hurt. He's the best person on that front seven. I want to see how he looks against these Ravens tackles, Ronnie Stanley and Orlando Brown Jr., because I know they're going to move him around because that's what they like to do. Obviously so, he's their best pass rusher. He has a great skill set. I want to see Houston safeties and their linebackers, how they match up against Baltimore tight ends. All of these guys can block and catch it. Nick Boyle, Hayden Hurst, and Mark Andrews are probably the best tight end trio in the league. Each and every week, these guys are showing up. Now, Mark Andrews is the lead guy, but both of them, Hurst and Boyle, have shown that they can block and catch at a high level, and that you definitely have to stop them. You can't take either one of them lightly. So I'm interested to see how Justin Reed and those guys, Bernardrick McKinney, how they all look against those tight ends and how they try to stop them and take them out of the game. And then, of course, just Lamar versus Deshaun. I just can't wait to see just the QB matchup, because I know they're going to be feeding off each other. I know if one says, oh, he ran for 20, I got to run for 40. Oh, he just threw a 50-yard bomb, I got to throw a 70-yard bomb. Like, he just led a touchdown drive. I want to lead a touchdown drive, and I want to score a 2-point conversion. I know they're going to be feeding off each other. I know that they're going to be, these are two competitive players, two of the most competitive young players in the league, and they're both young stars, and their teams rally behind them, and they have absolute total control of their offenses and their teams. So I know they're going to want to go back and forth, and I know that it's going to be a real high competition between them two. It's gonna heat up. I don't envy either defense, because I think both of these guys are going to be fired up and going to want to hand each other an L. The last time we seen these two face off head to head, 2016. College showdown, Clemson versus Louisville. Clemson ended up winning 42-36, but Deshaun Watson went 20-31, 306 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. He had another 91 yards off 14 carries on the ground. Lamar went 27-44, 295 yards. He had a touchdown and a pick, but he ran the ball 31 times, 162 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This was an absolute amazing game. I didn't watch it, but I watched the highlights before I made this video, because I didn't want to get on here and be ignorant. Even just judging from the highlights, this was an amazing game. This was 2 future NFL stars going at it, and it was a preview of probably what's to come the next 10 years in NFL, and we didn't even know it. 2 first-round picks in consecutive years. Both of these guys are black. They're changing the narrative and the way that NFL quarterback is being played. They're both the new wave on what the NFL position of quarterback is going to be like for years to come. It's no longer the Brett Favre, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, traditional, 6'6", 6'5" passing, stand in the pocket and make all the throws. No, these guys can stand in the pocket and make all the throws. They can run sideline to sideline, make all the throws, and they can run through you and run around you on a rushing game on their own if they decide to run it up. I'm really looking forward to this matchup on Sunday. It's going to be on CBS at 1 o'clock. Make sure you tune in, because in my opinion, this is going to be the best game of the week to watch. And it could be potentially the best game of the season. I wouldn't be surprised by that either. And NFL, you really dropped the ball on this one. Nobody wants to see a hobbled Patrick Mahomes in primetime yet another week. We want to see Lamar versus Deshaun on Sunday Night Football, but that's just me. But that wraps up my first segment of Rob's Top 5. Please let me know what you think. Comment on every single topic that I commented on. Follow us on Instagram at The Hour Report, Twitter, The Hour Report 1. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Hour Report, Facebook, The Hour Report. Also, share and pass along. We appreciate all the love and support. And until next time, y'all have a great one and be safe. And tune into all of the games Sunday.